Elena Rollins. Elena is from Lewis and Clark High School and carries a 4.0 GPA.
Okay. If I can have everybody's attention real quickly, thank you for coming. I'm just going to take a few minutes for directors. Family members that are in the audience, just close your ears for a minute. Just want to go over and review the ballots, which are very, very similar format to our ballot from Director Night when you were selecting your Royal Court. You should have on your clipboard or virtually, for those of you that are virtual with us tonight, you have a note sheet for each court member that you can take notes during their presentation. And then you have a ballot sheet for each court member. Virtually, you have your sample ballot sheet to look at. Those of you here in the audience, you actually have your physical ballot sheet for each girl. The virtual ballot sheets will be released for scoring as soon as the court has left the stage. Does anybody in the audience here have any questions? I know Christy is available by text or phone call for those of you watching virtually if you have questions. At the end of the program, once the girls leave the stage, please, directors here in the audience, take time to collect your thoughts, finish your ballots. Please, please, please make sure your ballots are complete. If they are not complete, they're considered null and void. And please don't go off what the score sheet is. The score sheet is what it is. If you change the scoring in any way, the accountant will null and void your score sheet as well. So, okay, on that note, I'm going to turn it over and wish everybody good luck, and I'm excited to see how tonight goes.
Would you all please bow with me? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this night that we can come together as a Lilac family with these young ladies who are here to do their best this evening. And we just pray that you will give them a spirit of calmness and that you will, after this event is over this evening, protect each of us as we travel on our way home. And we just give you all the thanks and all the praise in your name. Amen. Please stand as we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Well, here we are again, another year, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been exciting, and we are doing our best to conform with the guidelines for COVID this year. And as a result of that, we are streaming live. And so welcome to all of you directors who are watching us live tonight. And we are looking forward to, as Kim said, the results of tonight's judging that we will be doing. These girls have worked very hard to get to this point tonight. And so we're excited to let them show that off. So tonight I would like to introduce Margot, who was a Lilac president in 2007 from Lewis and Clark High School and is a third-generation Lilac Festival Association volunteer. She attended the University of Washington for her undergraduate and then traveled nationally for 2 years as a consultant for her sorority. Back in Spokane, Margot attended Gonzaga University School of Law, class of 2016, and is now employed as a deputy prosecuting attorney for Spokane County. Margot loves spending time with her family and enjoying the great outdoors. She is proud to call Destination Spokane home. Please give a warm welcome to Margot Fox.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you, First Spokane Church, for providing this wonderful facility and the ability to live stream for those family, friends, and directors watching virtually. Welcome to the Spokane Lilac Festival Family Night 2021. And thank you for attending. I am honored to be here tonight and introduce you to these 7 wonderful women. Now let's meet our 2021 Spokane Lilac Festival Royal Court. Lauren Ballantyne. Unfortunately, Lauren is ill tonight and unable to join us, but she would like to take this opportunity to introduce her as she will be part of the 2021 Lilac Court as a princess. We wish her a speedy recovery. Lauren is a volunteer with Rising Strong, St. Margaret's Shelter, and the Rockwood Retirement Community. Lauren maintains a GPA of 3.58. She is a member of Mount Spokane's slow and fast-pitch softball teams, receiving honorable mention and helped the team go to state championship and win in 2019. She serves on Link Crew, welcoming freshmen and new students to the school. Lauren plans to attend Gonzaga University this fall to study pre-medicine and pursue a career in dermatology. Julia McIntyre. Julia, from Gonzaga Preparatory School, maintains a GPA of 4.0 and is the recipient of the Justin Abels Award. She is the Vice President of ASB, Vice President of Gonzaga Prep's Women's Service Organization, ANASIL, and a member of National Honor Society. Julia is an ambassador for Joya and a volunteer tutor in Gonzaga Prep's Academic Success Center. She is also a member of the Gonzaga Prep basketball and track teams and has been recognized as the Female ROTC Student Athlete of the Year. This fall, Julia plans to attend a 4-year university to major in biology and minor in psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, Julia McIntyre.
I am pleased to introduce my parents, Maddie and Andrea McIntyre.
Mindy Phipps. Mindy is the ASB Secretary of Freeman High School. She is also very involved in National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America Club, and is the store manager for Freeman's Coffee Stand, the Doghouse. Mindy is a member of Spokane Legacy Club basketball and volunteers as a basketball coach for Spokane Youth Sports Association. Mindy holds a GPA of 3.99. She plans to attend the University of Washington this fall and earn a degree in architectural design. Ladies and gentlemen, Mindy Phipps.
I'm happy to introduce my parents, Scott and Donna.
Carly Bale. Carly from West Valley High School volunteers every Sunday at Kids Ministry at Intersection Church. Carly keeps very busy as Vice President of the ASB, Vice President of Honor Society, Link Crew President, and Captain of the varsity tennis team. She is also an active leader for Spokane Public Schools Express program. Carly holds a GPA of 3.98 and is a Spokane Scholar nominee in mathematics. She plans to attend Eastern Washington University to pursue a degree in elementary education. Ladies and gentlemen, Carly Bale.
I am happy to introduce my parents, Mike and Christine Bale.
Maddie Ediger. Maddie attends Meade High School, maintains a GPA of 4.0, and is an AP and National Merit Scholar. She is co-president of the National Honor Society and Student Council, and is captain of the Meade High School dance team. She is involved in Meade Serves, Link Crew, ASB, and Life Center High School ministries. Maddie volunteers in the nursery at Life Center Church and serves in the community through packing bags for the homeless, serving food, and giving Christmas gifts to those in need. Maddie plans to attend Gonzaga or Stanford University to study biochemistry, mathematics, or political science in hopes of becoming a cancer researcher. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Ediger.
I am happy to introduce my parents, Mike and Tina Ediger.
Elena Rollins. Elena is from Lewis and Clark High School and carries a 4.0 GPA. She is ASB Secretary and Vice President of LC Sports Medicine Club. Elena is also President of Reproduce 81, which is a nonprofit food waste recovery and student education program. She has volunteered at Spokane City Gate and travels to Guatemala each October on a medical mission trip. Elena has plans to attend BYU or University of Utah to study nursing with the intent of furthering her education to become a physician's assistant. Ladies and gentlemen, Elena Rawlings.
Tonight, I am accompanied by my wonderful parents, Kristen and Matthew Rollins.
Kimberly No. Kimberly is from John R. Rogers High School and holds a 4.0 GPA. She has received academic excellence awards for science, is a Carson Scholar, and has been awarded the Leadership Medallion of Excellence. Kimberly is involved with National Honor Society, Key Club, FCCLA, WAWSL Student Equity Cohort, and is ASB Vice President. She volunteers as a Student Advisory Board member for Joya, Child and Family Development, Christmas Bureau, and Special Olympics. Kimberly plans on attending the University of Washington to study for a future career to serve and benefit the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Kimberly No.
I am happy to introduce my father, Tom Ngo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Destination Spokane Lilac Festival Royal Court. What a wonderful group. The directors certainly have a difficult job tonight. Family Night is an opportunity for the Spokane Lilac Festival Royal Court to be judged by the Lilac Festival directors. The women of the Royal Court have prepared speeches on the topic chosen by the 2021 Lilac President Dan Verheuel. The 2021 theme is designed around spending time traveling with and around the Spokane region, enjoying the camping, fishing, skiing, and all of our amazing natural resources with your family. Family is the foundation of our upbringing, no matter where we go in life. The speech topic is, "Together is our favorite place to be." These women have been working hard since the court selection interviews on February 20th. The Royal Court has continued training and participating in community service activities to prepare for this week's judging events. Tonight, the Lilac directors will finalize their vote for the 2021 Spokane Lilac Festival Queen, which counts for 40% of the final score. The remaining 60% will be calculated with scores from the individual judge interviews and the coronation stage presentation on Saturday, March 20th. Again, the directors and judges have their work cut out for them. The Lilac Festival directors, after all of the candidates have left the stage, please remain seated to complete your voting. Directors that are joining us virtually this evening, you will have 30 minutes to complete your score sheets after the candidates have left the stage, and you have received the link to the ballots. Now it's time to get to know the court members a little better and hear their speeches. I will ask each candidate a warm-up question. Following the questions, each candidate will give her prepared speech. I will now call each court member up in royal court order. Each woman will answer the following question. What is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer? Kimberly, you're up first. Kimberly, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
The best piece of advice I've ever given to a peer was given to me, and that is to choose kindness. If you can't be anything else in the world, be kind. I believe that through simple, random acts of kindness, you could possibly make someone's day, week, or even year into something positive.
Thank you, Kimberly. And now your speech.
I remember the very first night together as members of the Royal Court. 14 parents sitting in that meeting room, us girls down the hall trying on our fancy new clothes. As much fun as I was having, I couldn't help to think how my dad was doing in that other room. Was he understanding all of the information? Later that night, when we were driving home, my dad said to me, "Make sure you thank Princess Elena's mom because she helped me understand what they were saying. She even gave me her phone number for you to call so she could explain everything that I missed." For the first time, I felt like my dad didn't have to work twice as hard to keep up in a conversation. For the first time, I felt like I didn't have to work twice as hard translating, worrying about if my dad was struggling. In the beginning of my journey, I really felt like I was at a disadvantage. I thought coming from two parents that didn't speak English very well put me at a disadvantage. I thought coming from Rogers put me at a disadvantage, a school where it's so culturally and economically diverse. As I was flipping through the pages of the Lilac history book, I thought seeing only one Asian queen, Jamie Pikello, put me at a disadvantage. On that night with my dad, I realized that I was wrong. It did not matter. It doesn't matter what language you speak, where you come from, what you look like, because it matters who you are. Our parents, complete strangers, coming together and helping one another because their daughters shared this experience of the Lilac organization. That's when I realized that being together with these amazing young ladies and their families is my favorite place to be, where I feel like I belong. I no longer feel at a disadvantage. This organization makes me feel so inspired. That's why I choose to stay together with my Lilac family. Not only is being with the Circle of Purple my favorite place to be, it is my safest place to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Kimberly No. Elena, you're up next. Elena, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
About a month ago, one of my friends came to me stressed out about her future. She felt out of control and like her future was not in her own hands. I told her, put God first and everything else will fall into place. Not everyone can resonate with that piece of advice, but in a broader sense, put your priorities first and everything else will fall into place. I've told some of my friends whose values belong in family, put your family first and everything else will fall into place. Or if your values are helping other people, serve other people first and everything else will fall into place.
Thank you, Elena. And now your speech.
My school parking lot is under the I-90 freeway. As I get out of my car every morning, I can see a tent city set up just across the street. Men and women lie wrapped in blankets, and blue tarps lie spreading on the ground. We occupy the same space, but there is very little interaction. They watch us, and we watch them. It seems that our lives and situations are worlds apart, but let me tell you about a man named Lee. I met Lee several years ago while volunteering at Citygate Ministries, a drop-in center where we make and serve dinners to those experiencing homelessness. Lee was sitting all alone. Next to him was his backpack and his sleeping bag. My younger sister, Maddie, was brave enough to go up and start a conversation with him. As we gathered around Lee to listen, he told me that he had gone to Sacagawea Middle School and Lewis and Clark High School. He grew up playing soccer with the kids on his block and being a part of a soccer team just like me. As I continued to serve at Citygate over the years, I've met people who've gone to Meade, Mount Spokane, and Gonzaga Prep High Schools. Hearing their stories along with Lee helped me see the men and women camping under the LC parking lot in a different light. Their past and my present are not worlds apart. There was a time when they once stood in the same place on the same side of the street. Life is deeply imperfect, whether you are a man named Lee or a high schooler like me. As we take the time to pause, listen, and connect with those around us, the differences between us fade. That is when we recognize that we are better and stronger when we stand together on the same side of the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elena Rollins. Maddie, your turn. Maddie, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
The greatest piece of advice that I have ever given to a peer is to know your worth. I've experienced in my own life the inner peace and confidence that comes when you know the gifts and abilities that you offer to this world. Being one of 3 girls in my high school engineering classes, every day I have to walk through the classroom door knowing who I am, what I offer to a team, and confident in the fact that if I am simply given the chance, I can prove to everyone that I belong in that class just as much as the other guys, and that I am able to make a valuable impact and be an asset to any team. There is so much in this world that tries to tell us what our worth is, what we need to do to fit in, and how we find value. But being confident in who you are and knowing your own worth inside and out provides so much peace and confidence and allows you to tackle anything life sets before you. That is something I love to remind my peers of on any day whenever I'm given the chance.
Maddie, your speech.
What does the bathroom floor, a bunk bed in a cabin, and a coffee shop all have in common? These unusual spots are my favorite places because they taught me the greatest life lessons simply by being together with 3 influential women. From the time I was 5 years old until now, there was one place you could find me without fail every morning. Not on the couch or at the kitchen table, but on the cool tile of my mom's bathroom floor. Watching, listening, and soaking up her presence as she got ready for work was the only way I wanted to start my mornings. The lessons that she taught me about leading with kindness, acting with wisdom and grace, and becoming a strong and confident woman, I learned just from spending time together with her. Sitting on top of my cabin bunk bed, Mackenzie, who has been my youth group leader since 6th grade, taught me what it means to live a selfless life as a young woman of faith. Talking with me, she made me feel seen as she spoke to the insecurities and doubts that she had faced as a high schooler. Offering me words of encouragement, she reassured me in knowing that she was someone I could continue to follow as I grow in my own faith. All of the moments where Mackenzie chose to intentionally spend time together with me gave me the ability to admire the selflessness that she embodies and to emulate that in my own life. Sitting inside of a coffee shop, my best friend Jordan and I wrestled with the lessons we learned from role models like my mom and Mackenzie. Over iced caramel lattes, we pictured the qualities that we wanted in our future spouses. We untangled the complexities of high school friendships together. How do I begin to describe what it means to do life alongside someone I admire, who is also trying to figure out how to become the kind of young woman we both want to be? Being together with Jordan inside of our favorite coffee shops gave me the ability to put these poignant lessons into action beside someone I respect immensely. The bathroom, the bunk bed, and the coffee shop are not what are important to me, because being together with these 3 incredible women is what matters. Together with my mom, Mackenzie, and Jordan is my favorite place to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Ediger. Carly, it is your turn. Carly, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
The best piece of advice that I have ever given to a peer is don't be afraid. There are going to be so many opportunities in high school to go out of your comfort zone, and I guarantee you that the moments that you do something that you're afraid of are going to be the same moments that you remember when you're reflecting on those years in high school. Because I also guarantee that when you're looking back at your time in high school, you're not going to regret the days when you were like, oh, no, I'm okay. I don't really feel like it. You're going to remember the days when you went out of your comfort zone and did the things that you were afraid to do.
And now your speech.
Isolation is a killer. It took a global pandemic for me to fully grasp the need each of us has for connection. On March 13th of last year, my school stated that we would begin virtual learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. If I'm being honest, I thought it would be fun. A 6-week-long spring break, no school, no schedule, just time to relax and think about other things other than school. Well, a week later, reality kicked in. Day after day spent with my family, never seeing my friends, had begun to wear on me. Missing little things like hugging my grandparents, eating lunch with my friends packed together on the table in the cafeteria, or sitting down at the Rocket Bakery. All of these treasures of companionship that cannot be translated through a screen. There was one experience in particular during quarantine that I will remember for the rest of my life. On my 17th birthday, I woke up feeling down because I knew that I would not be able to see my friends. Filled with oblivion, I opened my door and my jaw instantly dropped. A parade of cars crowded my street, filled with the people that I love, some of which were literally hanging out of the window, frantically waving and yelling. A picture of utter joy. Balloons, streamers, and posters in every direction. There was no hiding how I felt in that moment. A smile painted my face from ear to ear, and my eyes gleamed with happy tears, overwhelmed by such a thoughtful act. We must take the deprivation of human connection that we have all experienced over the past year and learn from it, never forgetting to cherish each moment we spend together. It is incredible to think that over the past year we have all shared one thing in common. We were not alone in our isolation. And we definitely were not alone in our unrelenting hunt for some toilet paper. I hope that we never forget the hard lesson the coronavirus has taught all of us. Together is undoubtedly the best place to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carly Bale. Mindy. Mindy, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
The best piece of advice I've ever given to a peer was really just one word: listen. This became real in my life just yesterday morning when one of my friend's boyfriends took his life. It really showed me that you never know what's going on inside someone's mind. Just listening, letting them know that they are loved, cared about, and included can be one of the most important things in anyone's life.
Mindy, your speech.
Mom, look at me. 5-year-old me tumbled to the cone that marks first base. My older brother chasing behind me, threatening me with the ball in his mitt. It doesn't even faze me when he tags me out because I just did the perfect cartwheel and my mom was there to watch it. Mom, my rock, my inspiration, my role model. Many years later, watching her battle through stage 3 cancer broke my heart. I struggled through my 8th grade year, but the Freeman community wrapped their arms around my family. They showed us the love that happens from coming together. I was given cards from teachers and offers from friends for places to stay while my mom was in Seattle getting treatment. Those few months taught me that I didn't have to be there holding her hand to still be together. Then came the day of September 13th, when that same Freeman community that held my family together was shattered. That was the day that the life of one of my classmates was taken in the very halls that I walked every single day. The Freeman community was left in pieces, but with the love shown by all of Greater Spokane, Freeman remained strong. Spokane gave to Freeman what Freeman gave me: hope. We learned that life happens, and together we go on. Having our senior year disrupted by a global pandemic? No worries, because we're in this together. No matter the hardships I've been through or will be thrown at me in the future, I am not afraid because I know what together truly means. Together, we cope. Together, we grow, we love, share, blossom, thrive. Together, we survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mindy Phipps. Julia, your turn. Julia, what is the best piece of advice you have ever given to a peer?
The best piece of advice I have ever given to a peer was modeled to me throughout my entire childhood by my dad. In every aspect of my life, my dad was always there to remind me not to let the fear of failure stop me from trying. Recently, I gave the advice to one of my peers when they were facing the struggle of returning to cross-country season. After having so much time off and not being in the competitive mindset due to COVID, they were scared to race again. But I reminded them not to let their fear of failure stop them from trying. They raced, and while their time was maybe not as fast as they would have liked, they took great peace in knowing that they had competed again and tried to the best of their ability, despite their fear of failure. It truly is words of advice that I will try to live my life by and spread to others.
And your speech.
Together is my favorite place to be. Well, okay, maybe not during a global pandemic, but even through a pandemic, my family and I have shared some incredible moments together. My story begins with the arrival of my youngest sister, Madeline. She was a perfectly healthy little girl who loved to relentlessly ask questions and try and keep up with her older sisters. But around the age of 3, Madeline was diagnosed with a very rare and severe seizure disorder. Because of this, she slowly lost all forms of speech and communication, along with the ability to perform activities on her own. It has been an incredible hardship, but through it, I have come to know a sense of togetherness that transcends geographical boundaries. My other sister Olivia and I often weren't able to accompany my parents and Madeline during her many hospital stays and surgeries in various cities across the country. But regardless of how far apart we were, my family chose to face Madeline's diagnosis together. It was through that sense of togetherness that gave me the strength to find beauty in the hardships we may face in life. My sister's journey has shown me that in the act of giving back and building that sense of community and family amongst each other, not even physical distance can stop the love and support we all feel from coming together. I hope we have all experienced moments, even just brief ones throughout the COVID-19 pandemic or any other obstacles we may face, where despite the fact that we may be forced to physically separate, our togetherness withstood and still provided that feeling of love and support that we all desperately crave and need. I experience a type of togetherness that does not depend on my physical proximity to people, but rather on people's goodness and strength. And I am grateful for it. After all, together truly is my favorite place to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julia McIntyre. Each candidate will now select an impromptu question. She will read the question to herself. I will read the question to her audience, and then she will answer it. Kimberly. Kimberly's question is, if you could go back to one event in your childhood, what would it be?
If I could go back, I would go back and travel to Vietnam when I was in 2nd grade with my family. I remember it being so culturally memorable, seeing my culture with the foods and traveling to these different places that are beautiful. I felt a sense of connection I've never felt before. And if I could go back to experience it again, I would.
Thank you. Elena. Elena's question is, what do children know more about than adults?
I love this question. In fact, I believe that on the flyer it says that I love working with children. I'm a lifeguard and a swim teacher, and I love working with children because, one, they are so fun. Kids know how to have fun, even more than adults sometimes, and I love that. And two, they are not judgmental. In my time going to Guatemala every year, we learned that it was easier talking to kids than it was adults because my patchy Spanish, despite my 4 years of Spanish class, that it failed me several times, many times, and it was always very comforting talking to children because they would not judge you. Sometimes they would look at you funny if they didn't understand what you said, but they wouldn't criticize you at all, and it helped me feel comfortable, and I love the non-judgmental and the fun nature of children.
Thank you. Maddie. Maddie's question is, who is the most influential person in your life and why?
The most influential person in my life is my mom. My mom is my best friend, and we do everything together, whether that be drives to go get coffee on a Saturday morning before I have to go into work, or working on a project for school, or even me helping with her own projects for school. We're best friends. And through that, she has taught me so much about strength, as she has lost both of her parents to cancer. The way that she shows up to work after that with the willingness to go and do what's best for her students taught me that no matter what is happening in your own life, there's this ability to smile and think about, okay, what do I need to get done now? Okay, I have to go to school. I have to go to my English class and listen to Romeo and Juliet. Okay, I can do that. But now I'm going to go home and I can still grieve, but I can still be strong. There is so much about my mom that I aspire to be, especially because she has taught me that no matter what you do, she's a simple middle school teacher, you can have an incredible impact. The way that she touches students' lives has shown me that as long as I know who I am and I reach out and do my best to make my world a better place, hey, that's a win. And so my mom, I am so grateful for her and all of the impact and influence that she has had on my own life.
Thank you, Maddie. Carly, your turn. Thank you. Carly's question is, if you had to create a motto for your family, what would it be?
If I had to create a motto for my family, it would just be one word: persistent. Through every trial that my family has faced, even when we were split up through a divorce, we still came together. It's a little weird sometimes how close we still are, all of us together, but I'm so grateful for the persistence that my family has shown through every trial and the love that is still shown. Even in the midst of a lot of craziness, we still come together and give each other grace and persevere through all the hardships together.
Thank you, Carly. Mindy, your turn. Thank you. Mindy's question is, what have you lost that you would like to find?
I'll give you a little background on myself. I am a soccer player. And I remember it was 5th grade. I got a brand new soccer ball. I was so excited. I brought it to practice, and my coach punted it into a tree, and I lost it. And I may say I've been thinking about that soccer ball for as long as I play soccer, and I would love to get it back.
Thank you, Mindy. Julia, your turn. Julia's question is, what lessons are most important to teach the next generation?
When I look to the next generation, the lessons that I think are most important are to recognize that our differences are not there to divide us, but are rather what make life so unique and interesting. If we truly become people for others and we raise the next generation to look at each other through loving eyes and realize that we are all one, fighting for the same goals, to be happy, to be loved, to feel together, then we truly will find that sense of unity that we all desire.
Thank you, Julia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spokane Lilac Festival 2021 Royal Court. Please join us on Saturday, March 20th at 4:00 p.m. right here at the Spokane First Church for the Spokane Lilac Festival 2021 Destination Spokane Queen and Royal Court Coronation. A special thanks to all of the festival sponsors. This event and many others that the association puts on could not be possible without them. Please join me in thanking all who have worked to make this family night possible, and a very special thanks to the dedicated and dauntless Kim Johnson, who's sitting right over here. Kim, will you stand for us? This is our Vice President of Royalty, who has been helping these women hone their skills of grace, brilliance, and gratitude. Without her, we would be lost. Thank you for coming. We'll see you again at Coronation on Saturday when we name the 2021 Destination Spokane Queen and Court. The Royal Court is now excused.